Morning all, and welcome back to High Speed Touring. Right, today we are going to be fitting the TWM filler cap to the GSXR 750. Let's get on with it. I've opened the envelope, let's have a look. In here we have two filler caps from TWM, from BDS Racing. We've got one with blue and one with black. The black one's for the GSXR 750. The blue one is for the S1000RR. In the bag we should have, I think this is billeted aluminium. As you can see, it's really nicely finished on the outside. They're really good quality, thoroughly recommend these. And all you do, once it's on the bike, you push that down, you twist it and the cap comes off. You push it down from the top, it's like a twist and turn mechanism. Once it's round, the cap just pops off. When you ride, you need to take the key to open the filler cap. Now you don't need it. In the TWM kit you get a bag of nuts and bolts. Some tiny little washers in there that we don't want to lose. Okay, in the kit you get the actual billeted aluminium part. It's got 5 holes. You get 3 bolts, 3 of these cylinders which they're calling pins, 2 bolts, 2 washers and 3 small little rubber holding washers. In the original there's a longer screw at the top and the 2 at the bottom forming a triangle. The other 2 were shorter pins and didn't actually screw into anything. So what we need to do is set up the longer pins in the 3 on the triangle, and the first thing that goes through is the bolt from the outside. The bolt goes through. If you turn it over, you get the pin, slide the pin on there, and to stop the pin from falling off like that and falling into your fuel tank, they give you these tiny little rubber washers. And all we're going to do is pop that over the end of the screw. Okay, once you've worked the little rubber washer down, if you now turn it over, the pin, as they call it, stays in place, doesn't fall off and doesn't fall in your fuel tank. So I'm going to go ahead and fit the other bolts and I'll show you the layout. Okay, so annoyingly we've got this far. We've got 3 bolts that were in the pack. Put the rubber washers in, put the collars on, the sleeves on. That leaves us with these 2 nuts, 2 washers, and I was missing 2 bolts. So I phoned BDS and they kindly sent me next day delivery some more bolts. So there's the 2 missing bolts. Thank you very much, BDS. Excellent service. Right, these 2 bolts in here are basically, they don't really do anything, they're just for show. So what we're going to do is just stick them through, one through there, have it in place, one through there, a washer on each, and a nut. Okay, now we've got the 2 small bolts fitted underneath. You're going to need a number 3 Allen key and a number 8 spanner. So put the spanner underneath, hold it in place, and we're just going to tighten up the bolts. Again, these are only for show, but we need to tighten them up. Just tighten them down so they don't rattle. Hand tight and we're done. So move on to the next one. Spanner underneath and just tighten it up. Once we've tightened those 2 bolts down, we're just going to check that the washers are nicely tightened against the underside. There's no rattle, no movement, so that's good. These are the 3 bolts that are going to fasten the petrol cap down to the tank, and I'll tell you where you can stick this in a minute. Oi, oi. So now all we've got to do now is fit it onto the bike. Okay, so the first thing on the GSXR 750, let's remove the fuel cap. You're going to need a 4mm Allen key to undo all of the bolts. Should hopefully come undone fairly easily. And actually, so on the GSXR 750, just so the only 3 bolts that actually screw this lid down are the top, this one nearest the front, and these 2 at the bottom in a triangle. The other 2 are pretty much redundant. So once those 3 bolts are loose, you're going to need the key. Use the key Okay, as you can see, I've just given it a quick clean, trying not to let any debris fall into the tank. But yeah, just give it a quick wipe out, make sure it's all nice and clean. And this is going to be the new petrol cap when we fit it in. This is actually the breather pipe, and we're going to stick it in this hole here. There we go. Just feed it in nice and gently. It should go all the way until it stops. There we go. Okay, so just before we put the cap on, just going to add a little tiny bit of copper grease to each one of these to make them go in nicely, and we don't want to cross thread any of the threads in there. And also, if I ever need to take it off, it'd be a lot easier to get it off again. Okay, once you've fed the air breather down as far as it will go, there is a little bit left over. It's not a problem. Just keep it out the way of the holes here, screw holes. Place your cap in place like that. Find the hole. There we go. So all three of those are in place. And all we're going to do is use a 3mm Allen key to screw the bolts down into place. Let's get that one in. Again, as you're tightening this up, make sure you tighten each one just a little bit at a time, and keep going round until they're all tightened up nice and snug, and that way it should go down evenly and be straight, and you won't cross thread any of the screws or the bolts. And there we are. Once all the bolts are tightened down nicely, it should feel nice and secure, shouldn't be moving around. The rubber seal underneath here will create a seal with the top of the tank, and this pretty much sealed around the outside anyway. And there we go, one fitted petrol cap on the GSXR750. Looks a lot better, a lot smarter. You don't have to keep taking the key out of the ignition, put it in here, and obviously we all know about Suzuki locks, they need a little jiggle to get them to turn, and it's quite common to snap your keys off. When you finish with the old petrol cap, stick it back in the box that the TWM one came in with, and you can click it out. It fits nicely inside and keeps all the bolts together, stops everything falling apart in case you ever need to put it back on again. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it was of some interest to you and you found it useful. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below if you like the video. Really helps me out. If you want any more information about the product, there's links on my website, highspeedtouring.com. Head over there, have a look. If you've got any comments or questions, please stick them down below. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.